In this video, guys, we're going to look at 6 questions you'll probably be asked for in an investment bank job interview. Stay tuned. Hey traders, everyone, welcome to you. So if you're a graduate going into an investment bank, these are 6 questions that you'll possibly and probably be asked in your job interview. Let's look at them and let's see what answers you might be given for them. Okay, number 1, what do you know about the position? This is a pretty obvious one, right? You're sitting in there, they're going to say, hey, what do you know about the position? It's up to you to prove that you've done research on the position, whatever that may be, whether that is a junior sales trader, whether that is a junior account manager, a junior trader, or this, or that, the other. Multiple positions, of course, in investment banks, it doesn't matter. The important point is you know what the position entails, you know what your major duties are, your minor duties are, you know who you report to, not necessarily in terms of name, but in terms of hierarchy, where you fit within the whole wheel of that, or a cog, should I say, in that section, where that section fits in with the broader sections and that kind of stuff. Just a good understanding of what the position is and what you need to be doing in that position. Just shows you've done your research and shows you actually want this thing. Okay, number 2, what do you know about the company? Pretty self-explanatory one, guys. People who come into job interviews and haven't got a clue about the company they're working for are getting kicked straight out the door. Again, it shows no passion, it shows no desire, it shows no want and drive to get the job. And it'll probably be wrapped up in a kind of terminology like this. Hey, why do you prefer to work for us versus competitor A, competitor B, whatever it may be? You then need to know the competitors, know why this company is the best fit, even if it's not actually the best company. Even if you know, everyone knows it's not the investment bank, you need to say why you chose them. You can't just say, hey, because I didn't get into the top one. You need to say, hey, this is why I chose to come with you and why I really want to work with you, why I'm here today, why I want to prove that I'm the best guy for the job, girl for the job, whatever it may be. That's what they're looking for, guys. They're looking for passion, drive, and someone who's spent the time researching the right kind of things they want to see. Number 3, questions to test your market knowledge. Obviously, if you're an investment bank, it depends on the kind of role you're interviewing for, but they are going to test your knowledge. There's no right or wrong answer to this. They might say something like, hey, you know what? If you had £100,000 now, where would you put it? Tell me what you think is the best risk reward ratio in investment out there at the moment. Where's the least risk place I can park $1 million? I've got a client who's, these kind of things. Now, they're not expecting you to suddenly come up with a great, and you might even be wrong with it. But the point, and we get to all this now, the rest of these questions are able to justify your answer. Now they've decided you know what you're talking about, you're ambitious, you want to work with a company, now's the time they want to see how you think. And so when they ask you those questions, but if you come up with obviously the wrong answer, say, hey, I've got a pensioner who wants to invest £1 million, and you come up and you say altcoins, they're probably going to kick you out the door, right? But the point thing is you can say, well, I would structure it this, this, and this. I'd probably put some in the S&P 500 tracker, I put maybe some in bonds, I might ask them if they want to allocate some into gold or what. Do you get the idea? The point is it's just general market knowledge. They're not going to really put you on the spot so much, but if they do, you give an answer and you justify why you've given that answer. That's the key thing. It's not the answer so much, unless of course it's a really way off answer, but it's justifying why you came about that decision that they want to see. All right, next one is number 4, questions related to the skill set needed. So this is going to be something like, hey, tell me about a time when you were extra disciplined in your career, or something like that, something that's related to a skill set. Perhaps if you're dealing with account managers, tell me, say if you're an account manager, tell me about a time when you dealt with an angry client or something. And you can say, hey, when I was working in a call center for a washing machine supplier, whatever it may be, I did this and this and this. Oh, when I was kind of doing this athletics training, I was disciplined enough to get to the top level. You know, you're kind of putting that skill set into the skill set that's required for that job. And that's what they want to see. They want to see that you've got the skills, or you've proven some aspect of skills, even if it's completely unrelated to the job you're going for. They want to see that skill set in some set of your life, some aspect of your life that you've nurtured, that you've improved, and you've proven that you can do. All right, next one, guys, number 5. What are your career aspirations? The classic one. It's not just investment banks, this is a classic one, and go and check out kind of different replies for this, but the common one's going to be, hey, you know, what do you want to do in 5 years time? Where do you see yourself? And they just want honesty here. They just want you to say, hey, do you know what? I want to do this, this and this and this. Whether it is, you might be admitting, hey, I don't want to be here for the next 20 years. I want to do this for the next kind of as far as it takes me and then move on. They want honesty. The same thing, they don't want you to say, hey, I'm going to be here for 6 months and then I'm going to go. They want you to give them something that they think that makes sense for employing you, but at the same time, have honesty. It's like, hey, you know what, I want to work my way right the way up the ladder and I want to be this, this and this. They'll see through it. You know, if you say, hey, I want to get a good chunk of experience for the next 5, 6, 7 years, see where maybe I can pivot in different departments, see where my strengths are and kind of work with this brand and company that I really like. That makes a lot of sense. All right, number 6, questions about solving problems. These are the kind of things that we see the questions, and these are just questions about your ability to come up with answers, right or wrong. Now, there might be questions where you should come up with the right answer, and they just want to see how you solve the problem presented to you. The classic one is, hey, how do you slice a cake into 8 pieces by just 3 cuts? And the answer for that, if you're interested, is that you cut it once vertically, once horizontally, so you've got 4 pieces, but the lateral thinking part is you then slice it down the middle, so you've got 8 pieces. So it's that kind of thing that they will probably ask you, just to see how your problem solving is. So you can probably go out there and grab a book where you get these kind of lateral thinking logic problems or whatever it is, just to get your mind thinking about how many, you know, if you've got a bag of different color balls, how many times you've got to put your hand into assure you get 5 of the same color ball, that kind of stuff. And might be some obscure questions in there as well. So those are probably 6 of the questions that you will be asked at a job interview for an investment bank. If you've been for an interview and you've got any more, stick them in the comment section below. We might do a follow-up video on this one. If you're going for a job interview, best of luck, take care, see you in the next one, bye-bye.